You guys voted for it, and here it is, ladies and gentlemen, The Last Jedi commentary track, and boy, do we have a lot to talk about. As I've said before, putting it lightly, I'm not a big fan of this movie, as many of you who don't know that will come to find out. Also, as the text crawl is going, we got Caudius, so go ahead and make yourself known, make your presence felt. Bring balance to the Force, please.
I don't know, man. We're about to watch The Last Jedi. There's no balance here.
But from the jump, let me just throw a blind question to the peanut gallery, something for you guys to simmer on while the opening text crawl goes up just a little bit, just something to open your mind. Imagine you fought in World War II and the war ends and you slip into a coma, let's say January 1946. So you had time to celebrate in 1945. You were able to fully embrace all the goodness of your win, your victory for freedom. You go into a coma, then boom, coma, right? You come out of the coma 30 years later, and then when you wake up, the Nazis have taken over the cosmos. The Nazis run America. They run Jerusalem. They run Japan. Nazism has taken over the globe. And now you got to think, how did the Nazis come up with all this manpower and all this finances and the influence to just take over free reign of just everything? You would have these type of questions, right? You would be weirded out if you talked to someone outside and they said, my God, what the Americans did, was it a myth? It's crazy. And the entire 70s and 80s are canceled because it's all about Nazi power. You would have questions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, welcome to The Last Jedi, where that technically happens. Because remember, folks, it's only been 30 years. People who were alive during the Jedi's last era are still alive. They're just really old, but they're still alive.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's a lot more nonsensical things to discuss. But simmer on that for now. Now, one thing I will say about this film, and obviously it's a time thing, it's special effects. Their special effects are A1.
Yeah, they're good.
And can I just say something that's kind of interesting about this?
Yeah.
If the First Order is well aware that this is the last stand, the remnants of the Resistance, right? If they know that they don't have enough fuel, they know that they're still routing supplies, and they don't have their A game here, right? Wouldn't you just blow it all up? Like, if you have a giant laser, the incinerator, on a dreadnought, which you see here, right? Wouldn't your first shot just take out the general ship? And then you could send your TIE fighters and your fleet destroyer here, or your Star Destroyers, and then just lay wage to a base that is not mobile and can't go nowhere anyway.
I mean, tactically, they're kind of poor.
Kind is a understatement. But here comes one of the best parts of the film right here, boys. If there are no terms of no surrender, once again, my plan works well with your dialogue right now. You should have already knew this. You shouldn't have even given them a chance to put on a microphone.
Yeah, because if he's not there to say, like, I surrender, please execute me, you don't want to talk to him.
But we have to sit here for this your mama joke, this I'm pulling your chain.
It's weird. It doesn't really, I feel like it doesn't really match the tone of a typical Star Wars movie?
Look, I don't care if it matches the tone of a typical Star Wars movie, all right? It's just weird that when you toy with your villains enough, we as an audience, we just can't respect them. Like, we just can't, like, I look at Husks now and I'm like, yeah, that's just a guy. He don't matter.
He's dumb.
I never looked at Tarkin like, he's just a dude. He don't matter.
No, that guy was a badass motherfucker.
He was a giant sack of shit, but badass motherfucker also works. And I don't know if this is technically a retcon, but it's definitely a retcon. So the commander of the ship is about to say we can't hit him
because he's too close to ship, moving too quickly.
Even though I'm pretty sure they had surface-to-air cannons on a certain, I forget the name. What was it called? This big orb thing. It's like the Star Killer base, but smaller. It's somehow more effective. What they call it?
30 years prior?
Like with the old technology, it was like the Star of Death of some sorts. And somehow those cannons could take down a whole, I don't know, rogue squadron? I think they made a game about that or two, right?
They made several.
But, all of a sudden, this one guy is able to do all this. Now, personally, as far as character traits and stuff and, lore is concerned, I would have been 100% fine with this scene if they just didn't say that reason. If it was just Poe's such a damn good pilot, like the first movie of this trilogy was trying to set up in The Force Awakens, that he's just such a good pilot. He just knows the inner workings of these.
He can maneuver, he can barrel roll, he can speed through, and, they just can't hit him. He's just too good.
Because if I remember right, that entire squadron in the prior movie, Force Awakens, was still struggling with the cannons that were on the surface of Starkiller Base. But apparently on your flagship ship, no pun intended, that can kill entire fleets, apparently, they can't handle ships flying right above their surface.
One ship! One!
It doesn't really make sense. And they're like, and we have to deploy TIE fighters to stop them. And it's like, first off, why weren't the TIE fighters already mobilized? First of all, if we're talking about we're trying to annihilate these people off the grid, we're trying to give them the old nuke and duke 'em, then I don't understand why this is even like something we need to communicate to the audience here.
It's just kind of unnecessary information. I think in this movie you get more of that later on, where they'll drop a line of something that's like, was that necessary?
Well, some of this is like, it's weird because I think it's kind of how, I hate to say it, but this may be where cinemas are heading. I feel like a lot of movies just drop lines that are clearly for the audience, but it doesn't work when you take old classic series and try to expand them into the modern era, because it's like, especially if it's like an established character. Like, if it's a new age character, you can do whatever you want, it's your character. But when you take an old character and you start giving them like the one-liner guy, like turning Luke Skywalker into a one-liner anything, or go on, brush your shoulders off kind of dude, it don't really feel right. But, we can divulge that when we get here, because we have a lot to talk about in this scene here as well.
Yeah, this is kind of an infamous scene.
So these are bombers that they're trying to bring in to bomb the Dreadnought. But as you can see, they move 2 miles per hour. They're shaped like giant hitboxes. Like if this was a fighting game, Zangief's chop would just take these things all the way out. All right, like they're giant, easy targets, and they don't have shields. Like you're gonna see in a minute here, a TIE fighter is gonna get clipped by a bullet, and then it's gonna crash into one of the bombers, which is gonna set off a chain reaction that's gonna destroy 3 of the bombers with 1 TIE fighter, to a point to where you're just like, why are these things so useless? How did you think this would ever work? If this thing has surface to air, like here we go, watch. Oh no! They accidentally lost 3. They accidentally lost 3. This is a terrible plan.
It's a very poor design in general, where something that could happen. Kind of like having a fucking dreadnought that can't shoot fighters. Now,
I'll admit, this is the only part of my movie reviews here that is like speculation. So if you're a fighter pilot, obviously you're going to have masks on, right? Like that makes sense. Especially when you're in space, Look, she just saw like her other 4 bombing companions get blown to bits, right?
Yeah.
And once again, I'm no master of space. But if you don't have a force field or you don't have a, I don't know, containment field of some sort, and you're just, out here in the deep atmosphere and you're about to open up the fucking door, I don't understand how you're not just dead due to lack of oxygen. But, once again, these are things we'll let slide.
The whole command station thing is dumb too, though, where they have a separate remote to arm and drop the bombs.
Like, you think it would be like something that would be at the pilot's discretion, not something that needs to be on a handheld.
Yeah. What if I misplaced the fucking remote?
Also,
or in this case.
Also, we've seen how easy it is to destroy these bombers, so it's weird that all the TIE fighters that were out and deployed, or, I don't know.
They let it get so close.
Or those surface air cannons, like, how is this thing not taken out? Like, I understand you need to have a movie, you gotta advance the plot. I get it. Alright? I'm not saying that I don't understand how to build tension, but there's no way in hell that thing was falling at that pace and she was able to just roll over and just grab it. But once again, I digress. Given her current position, I don't understand how she's breathing right now. But once again, I can move past that. And some people might say, well, what do you mean you don't understand how she's breathing? Look, we see Leia come back frosty in a minute, and they're in roughly the same position area. She ain't got no frost, all right? She is not looking like Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat. But hey,
ignoring the whole gravity situation, how far do those bombs drop down to? Because considering how big the explosion is, if you're in any close proximity and you drop those bombs, your ship is going down with it too.
And as we've seen, these bombers do not move fast. Speed is not their strong suit.
So what, do I have to drop it like 3 miles above the friggin' ship?
Well, that wasn't even 3 miles, man.
I'm just saying, though, she was very close. I'm saying, do I have to drop it from a stupidly long distance?
Nah, you're just not coming back. That's the kamikaze shit, bro. But as you see, they're about to make their light speed jump. And it's interesting because the First Order, and even before, in the original trilogy, you see that people can be tracked through light speed. This isn't like some new technology that's about to be developed here,
He's wiping the floor with him, literally.
So I like holograms as much as the next guy, but I just want to know what type of hologram this is. This is a personal note for me. Like, did Snoke have a hologram? Is he in a swivel chair that turns around? Or is it like a camera that automatically just like knows when to 180 because the guy he's talking to is on the other side? These are questions I want answers to.
Here's a comedic scene because we need that right now.
Yeah, man, you got to break up the tension. I mean, you saw the floor get wiped by a man's face that you're supposed to be threatened by. But you shouldn't be threatened by at this point. Trust me, this movie's going to do a lot to make sure you're not threatened by Ginger Man anymore. You just
most people, for that matter.
You just call him Ginger Man from now on. He lost his name.
Okay, I like how everyone just ignores the man walking around like this.
Especially given, what that person's been through. Like, it's not like random soldier man. I mean, according to some people, he's legendary already. And the fact that he's coming out of coma.
Oh, look! It's a scene from the end of the last movie. She's gonna give him the lightsaber.
Can you not do that? You're making everybody uncomfortable. You literally sounded like what those news articles are written about. You Star Wars geeks are the problem. But anyways, a lot of people may question, wait, is that the lightsaber that got blown up? How did you get the lightsaber that's blown up, or did it piece itself back together? I mean, it don't matter. None of that matters. Because we know exactly where that's going. Into the water.
You just subvert my expectations.
That's literally the Rian Johnson technique. All right. The fact that you came into the movie expecting anything was just a mistake on your behalf. All right. But it's very interesting because this is going to go on for quite some time. But Mark Hamill has been open about it before the movie's released, during the movie's release, and a little bit more so even after the movie's release and, well, scrutiny and criticisms and et cetera, so on and so forth. Mark Hamill fundamentally, on a fundamental basis, disagreed with everything Rian Johnson came up with for this character. He's like, your vision for this character is just contextually and just factually wrong. And Ryan was like, shut up and just do what I tell you. When I tell you to do something, you do. Because now all the actions that Luke takes in this movie are curmudgeon based. Like, he's just a curmudgeon. He just doesn't care. He's salty. He's sad. He's just like, I don't want to do anything. How dare you bring problems to my doorstep? And that's just the type of person he is. He
came here to run away from his problems, but he left them a map.
See, that's the thing I've never understood. You've heard me talk about that almost ad nauseum at this point.
Yeah.
He tells people to go away, shut up, I don't want to talk. Why do you think I came to the most unfindable place in the galaxy? And don't you think what just happened was disrespectful? Like, this is a little thing for me, all right? And I notice these type of things. I understand. I pay attention to movies. We're at a point now where it's clearly established that Luke can understand Chewbacca. Like, they boys now. They homies. Luke is part of the clique. So when Rey's like, what he said was, it's like, excuse me, ma'am, I was talking to my buddy for 30 years. Pause.
How does Rey speak Wookiee anyway?
Rey's just got the Omega talent, all right? She met the dude like, a couple hours ago, but apparently on her own planet that apparently she doesn't know what a Jedi is because those were myths on her desolate wasteland. Apparently she had enough time to study Wookiee studies. So that's like her major in homeless college. Yo, can we just give a huge shout out for my boy Space Hugh Hefner? Look at the Playboy outfit, man.
I mean, he looks comfortable. I'll give him that.
He got space holes in the bag.
He got to keep with the appearances, though, man.
Bro, he gonna go back, get some sloppy toppy in them slippers, bro. My man is wearing slippers.
They have a Wikipedia article about them.
When your slippers get their own Wikipedia article, you're doing something right. Or something hella wrong. It's one of the two. There's no middle ground. Also, the weird thing is he tells him take off the stupid mask, even though he's had the mask on for a minute now.
He makes a good point here. I like how he didn't hit him directly. He bounced off the floor.
Yeah, he had to hit him with the trick shot. It wasn't enough BM. That's gamer speak for bad manners. It wasn't enough BM to just zap him with lightning. Any fool could hit somebody with lightning. He bounced it off his super reflective floor.
Gotta call someone to shine up again.
My man on the elevator about to cry in the car.
Oh, he's about to go throw a temper tantrum.
He made fun of my mask.
Fuck this man.
Folks, we're just getting started. We're not even 1/5 into the movie. I don't even think we're 1/10 in the movie at this point. This is a long ass film.
It is. It's too long, I think. Who are those people? Do they have the authority to prepare a ship?
Hey, look, man, you never catch them boys lacking, all right?
Well, look, she just says that the First Order doesn't even control everything. But their power is so dominant at this point.
I'm pretty sure that's what she just said.
Yes.
Bro, you left a map. It's not the most unfindable any damn thing. You left a map.
At least the scenery looks cool.
So, another quick thing. You guys heard it about 45 seconds ago now, roughly. He said, what do you think I'm going to do? Wave a laser sword and everything's going to be, all right? All right, look, when you set up a universe and you do lore building in which swords themselves are not what you would call commonplace anything, the fact that he called it a laser sword, like, come on, man. Like, that's like if somebody in this universe said, what am I going to get on, a space plane? Like, you see how nonsensical it just sounds, given the contextualized history? Like, yes.
Actually, bro, I need to go get on my iron horse.
Don't worry, let me get on my iron horse. You mean your speeder? Nah, man, steel horse, baby. Also, at first, I thought he was just testing her when he was doing all this. Because Mark Hamill gives this look back like, let's see how much you really want this. And then he just catches a fish and then walks off. And I'm like, oh, so I was debated.
And it just starts raining really quickly?
Hey, look, man, you always need a range shot in your movie to show determination.
I guess that's true.
It shows grit. Like, have you ever seen a training montage and you see somebody, like, training in the rain? That's when you know they're going to win. If they have a training montage and it doesn't rain, you know they're going to lose. Also, the rain just seems to come and go.
Isn't it raining? It just looks windy now.
Also, we got to talk, Ray. Who does your hair? Like, I'm trying to figure out where you go to get that done. It's mad elegant. It looks like it takes time.
Even in the rain and the wind.
Hold strong. I mean, it ain't Jakku nothing, you know what I'm saying? But
your hair is probably not used to this kind of environment.
So we're coming up on another sort of interesting scene here, where Rey is gonna eventually stumble upon her, let's get the air quotes out here, past. And I'll let Cautis take point on that when it happens, because he never seems to let it go. Because he loves it when people are from nowhere. But right here, she's just looking at the sacred Jedi text.
Which you can have. Which they never really get to show us.
Well, I mean, Rey takes them at the end of this movie, so clearly she's gonna read them. Now, whether that's gonna be conveyed to you whenever they release the next film, which isn't that like next month, dude?
Yep, 19th. Which
So
we
that's
shall
okay.
be going to see.
We shouldn't. We really fucking
We shouldn't, but we are.
But I feel as though if I've wasted, 5.5 hours of my life watching these two movies, and
Over the course of several years.
another 2.5 dedicated to today and what we're doing literally right now, I feel like I have to at least close it out, and then we could take Old Yeller out back and put Mark Hamill down one last time. See, when we saw this in theaters, the reason why I giggled about the scene is because there was an idiot 14-year-old behind us, and during this line of dialogue, the only thing that went through that man's mind was, "It's a euphemism for sex." I don't know if you heard him.
I don't remember that, no.
But when she was talking about, I felt something inside of me, all I heard is dude, he just mutters it under his breath. I'm like, bro, come on, man. Come on, better than this. Man. We're better than this. You were the chosen one, kid.
Then Luke Skywalker leaves to be more whiny.
But it's weird, you know, like when you find out that your best friend was murdered, right? By something that was technically, air quotes, your fault, right? You find out that your sister, one of the last connections you have to this world, is pretty much sent to the Shadow Realm and is being hunted down as we speak. You're not gonna help at all? Nah, leave me alone.
Maybe give him a call, see what's up?
Nah, there's not a very Luke. Even Chewie's here. Nah, Luke don't give a damn. Like, you see how it's just like going, it's almost like sacrilege for a character.
It's kind of funny, like, I guess he really thought Ray was just like, okay, I guess I'll just go back. Did you find Luke? Yeah, but he didn't want to be bothered, so I left him alone. That was his end plan? That's how it was gonna go?
Bro, that would have been an interesting conversation. I want to see the script for that. Yeah, he said he ain't coming. Yeah, he said, I mean, we found him, and he was just like, yeah, whatever, dog, that's your problem. I ain't waving no laser swords in 2019. Deuces.
No, I'm coming for you this time. I'm going to make him come here.
But you know what's really interesting, and I know we shouldn't be there, but this movie starts off with somebody coming out of a coma, only for the third act to begin with somebody getting into a coma. Is that impossible? Because I'm pretty sure in the original trilogy, they were going to go to light speed, and they were like, nah, they're tracking us. They want us to get away. I could have sworn this was a whole conversation that we had. Like, I could be remembering that scene wrong, but impossible seems to be something they've done already.
Here's the thing. First, they make it where apparently it's impossible to track someone through light speed. And then they introduce the concept of fuel. And it's really dumb.
Because, look, I don't know how many of you know how fuel works, but let's just say they got some super efficient fuel. If you can do anything with an engine that kicks it into high gear to the point to where you can literally go the speed of fucking light, fuel should not be something...
across the galaxy.
Fuel should not be something that you are concerned about if you have intergalactic travel. Like, if that's the case, then we must have light years per gallon. We can't have miles anymore. That has to be long gone. Also, I don't know. It's really weird. Like, this man is just like on a warpath. Like, I'll shoot them all myself. I'll get on the inside and blow them up. That's right. Like, you see that shot right there?
I don't know who that character is, but I guess they're dead now.
Like, Poe should be dead here. I mean, there's a lot in the Star Wars newest movies where it's like...
imagine how much shrapnel he was just hit with.
But yeah, it's fine. BB-8 did a comedy, I'm in two pieces now little thing. So, clearly, the tensions are not that high. We literally just saw about 20 to 50 people literally lose their lives, and Poe just absolutely get, like, sent to Shadowverse. But it's fine. BB-8 did the thing, so it's cool.
Yeah, especially how they're getting so much focus and like they're about to do something. They have shields.
That's what I'm saying. Like, when people are like, but the bombers have shields. It's like, no, they don't, because they clearly took the time to illustrate that their main ship has shields. You see here, this projectile stop. There's a white aura. They have that. Your bombers that move at 1/15 the speed and are sitting ducks and don't look like they have any sort of offensive capabilities outside of dropping the payload.
Which then they become useless, I guess.
So ultimately, like, what are we doing?
In the end, he did nothing. Because he sucks.
But here's the thing. He says, there was no hesitation in my heart to Snoke. Goes outside. All the hesitation in the world. Thank you for asking the real questions.
Yeah, that's actually a very sensible question. And then the nonsensible answer.
Well, here's the thing about nonsensible, right? Here's the thing that I don't understand. Not only can a small ship be too close, big ships can be too far, even though you can visually see them outside of your window.
Now here's another infamous scene.
Mary Popoff.
Like, I remember watching this and I was like, I didn't understand. I thought they were being bold to kill her. But then obviously that didn't happen.
Nah, I don't know. People call her Mary Poppins. People say that she's just the Rule 63 of Zod. She honestly reminds me of one of those witches from Hocus Pocus. But here's my main question. And
How did she open the door?
No. She didn't open the door. They opened the door. I just want to know how anybody on the other side didn't get Kirby sucked up out there. Because it seems like the movie likes to conveniently forget how space works. Conveniently. But if you guys want us to go in on that scene. So all the people who are of relatively any sort of importance or higher rank just got eliminated, except for one person. But we'll talk about them in a second. They haven't shown up yet, so we're not going to talk about them.
Who's now incapacitated?
Well, no, the other person who just conveniently wasn't there, even though she's the legend.
The purple hair?
She's literally Mrs. Malkovich. She's the perfect military mind to call us.
Yeah, that's a whole discussion in itself.
So yeah, meanwhile on Luke's sad boy vacation, Chewie's still sad. My man pulls up. You mean free merch is the thing. They literally made organic Furbies. That's what they did. If you're buying Porg toys for your kids, you're just buying overpriced Furbies who don't even talk to you.
Sci-fi Furbies?
Sci-Furbies.
Sci-Furbies? Happy Luke Skywalker.
Except you know what's trash? You know what's trash?
What's trash?
He can understand R2, he can understand Chewie, right?
Mm-hmm.
He knows all these things, right?
Yeah.
But he seemed more excited to convey his message to the droid than saying, "Hey, Leia, sorry, dog, I can't help." And my man about to hit him with the guilt. Cheap? Boy, you know who I am. You know me. You know what I'm about. My man is the guild master.
He still doesn't want to do it.
Nope. But he's gonna figure it out.
Damn, last time he hovered over someone sleeping, he tried to murder them.
He didn't try to murder him. He pulled out the lightsaber and said, and looked at him and said, "What the fuck am I doing?" Bro,
He thought about it for a moment.
Bro, I thought he was gonna do the Dave Chappelle, pretend like he didn't mean it. How'd I get here? Oh man,
hold my lightsaber.
I was sleepwalking again. Just disregard.
I really should lock up my lightsaber. Yeah, they killed Akbar. Who?
The living legend.
The one that they're going to tell us about? So considering everyone else has natural hair color, is it safe to assume she actually dyes her hair, or does she come from a planet where they have naturally purple hair? I don't know if they went into that.
First of all, have you ever played any of the Star Wars RPGs? It's the Force, baby. You can make your natural hair color whatever you want.
Okay, then.
You could be a human with horns for all we care.
But it's weird. You look around this room, I think everyone does have natural hair colors but her.
See, this is what you're stuck on. See, I'm out here giving out real plot holes and stuff, and you're more concerned about the natural color of somebody's hair. So far, your biggest contributions to the commentary are my man got his slippers, got his own Wikipedia article, and if she has natural hair or not.
What do you want from me? This is what we call dumb bitch juice. I like how she's choosing just to be a bitch.
Look, you say that. I don't care about that. I don't care about any of that. I like how she's going out of her way to roast him and, being clever and witty and trading these barbs, but not just telling him what the Like, look, I know anybody watching this has seen the movie already. This whole entire second act, third act, epilogue, everything hinges on the fact that she does not say 12 words. I have a plan. We're landing on that planet with these escape pods. Because eventually, when Poe does figure out the plan, his first words aren't, "Are you crazy? That's cowardice. Are you stupid?" No, his words are, "Wow, that really could work." So he would be on board with that plan.
I think anyone would be like, okay, we could do this or we can all die. Yeah, I think we can escape with the escape pods.
And here comes Cardis's favorite character. Now look, so this character here, her actress took a lot of heat on social media because for some reason people can't separate characters from their actors or actresses. So because they don't like this character, they start sending her death threats and you ruined Star Wars and trust me.
Bashing her on everything she's ever done.
Don't do that. That's trash. That is some low tier. That's low tier behavior.
Like, I don't like the character she portrayed, but I have no problems with her herself. She's so witty.
She's socially awkward and quirky like me. I'm in love.
Should I get the escape pods in my bag?
You know, it's interesting, this scene here, because I feel like if he was just honest about why he was leaving, this could have all been avoided.
Exactly.
But nah, man. We get this scene here.
Yeah. Most of these pods could have been solved with people just talking their shit out. Damn, bruh.
Here's the thing. If he would have just said, my friend is Rey, I'm talking about the person
She's
who
trying
really
to
got
find
us
Luke
this far.
Skywalker?
Like, look, there's a lot of details that, like, if you just open your mouth, like, regular people,
I know.
do you see how interesting that is? They say they
What?
can only track us from one ship, right?
Uh-huh.
So we blow that one up. Then what he says after that, then they'll just track us from another ship. So can they only track them from one ship, or are they just choosing to track them from one ship?
Like, if they destroy one ship, does the thing just jump to the airship? Like, it's
Because the way they worded that makes it seem like the chip has instant transmission. Like, oh, the ship's blowing up. Time to dip. Now we're tracking you from this ship. So is it that they're only tracking you from one ship? Or if they're choosing? Because either way, it's really stupid that they can only choose to track you from one ship. Yes, we pay attention to words like that because things matter. Words matter.
I mean, she's not under some sort of like surveillance or protection. She's just there. Anyone can get in here.
And here comes the B plot.
Here's the thing, though.
Well, no, technically
like-
this is C plot.
But it's kind of funny because they're like, I have a plan. Okay, let's do this. Actually, no, we can't. The security's too good. So then why are we getting our hopes up?
It is weird that Finn knew that from the jump because he used to work on one. But only now decided to be like, this whole plan that it ain't gonna work. I just realized that. Doi. Honestly, I want the next Star Wars movie to be whatever she's doing right now, because this looks mad interesting. Apparently, this is off a union dispute. Hey, bro, you ain't paying me minimum wage. Hey, you go get these hands.
Oh, 4 weeks vacation.
Consider this my 2 weeks notice, boss. No, please.
You've been pink slipped.
Man, we got jetpacks. She's shooting off to the moon. Like, that's that real heat. But it's just so weird that they workshop this whole plan out. So they call her on the Skype phone, space Skype. And she's like, don't worry, I'm in a union dispute. It's kind of like World War III out here. But there's this guy I know who lives on Casino Planet. What's it called? Canto Bite?
Something like that?
We're just gonna call it the Kanto region. So he lives out there in the Kanto region with Gary Oak and Professor Oak. You know what I'm saying? And they tell him that he's a high roller, so you're gonna find him at a high rolling table. Kanto Bite is a big planet and a big city.
It's space Las Vegas, basically.
Yeah, so out in space Vegas, they go out there, and it's like, are we really just gonna do that? Is you just gotta find the MacGuffin man?
Do you know the MacGuffin man?
The MacGuffin man, the MacGuffin man. Oh, do you know the MacGuffin man who lives on Kanto Bite?
No, I don't know the MacGuffin man. Where do I find him?
But you know what else is very interesting about the film?
What?
There's this whole thing that they're doing here that's going to be later divulged, right?
Uh-huh.
Where you find out that Snoke is apparently so powerful that he's making these Coliseum Skype calls between Kylo Ren and Rey happen here. And he's
from like super far.
But if he could locate Rey's signal in order to even do any of this, how has this man not found Skywalker yet? Because literally 15 feet to the left of the person he's Skyping with right now
is Luke Skywalker.
And he knows that. He sees it. Like, he can literally see it. You just saw it.
It's kind of funny. Luke can't even sense any of this.
Yeah, like, Kylo was like, Luke? Which means Kylo now knows that Rey found Luke. And if Snoke can force these ripples to happen between them.
Actually, it's weird. I guess Kylo Ren himself doesn't ever report to Snoke saying like, Rey has found Luke Skywalker.
Which, once again, if people use their big boy words, this movie doesn't really... Like, you see how many things just don't work? The only reason why a plot happens here is because everyone voluntarily chooses to be inept.
Yeah.
Everybody chooses to have erectile dysfunction. But yeah, like, the other thing that I think is like omega weird is like, if you have enough power to link these people and you can track these people from your ship and all that good stuff. Here's the other thing I don't get about Snoke, right? So Snoke can do all that, right? And there's going to be a point where they're going to have another Skype call brought to you by Snoke Mobile. And it starts transferring matter, like raindrops start transferring inside the ship. If he's that powerful, like, what are we doing here, movie? And then the way he goes out like a certified jobber sucker?
Yeah, doesn't even realize it.
Trash boat.
Here's a good scene.
Yeah, I was just about to say, so this is we needed more of this. If you want to do comedy, this is how you do it.
Physical reach out. I can feel the force.
Yo, Luke hit her with the, I ain't playing these games. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure this is how anybody who's trying to teach someone how to meditate for the first time feels.
Yeah. Of course, she's fucking strong as shit, so she can actually feel it all.
Where's the thing? Everyone thought like Luke was like basically the Super Saiyan of the Force, and like the first time he tried to feel the Force, like it was like a very abstract concept for him. This was not so. Yoda was like, "I'm about to give up on you, dog, because you kind of trash, my boy, but you alright." To the point where he's like, hey, bro, it's do or do not. There ain't no try. Either you got it or you don't. Come find out. And now she's just like, I understand death and decay. I can see the bird's eye view of the island. I like how Luke was like, hey, bro, I ain't never told you about that.
Why is that place there anyway? Who put this evil dark place under the island?
Hey, man, they had to build it on top of something, man.
Obviously, she has absolutely no training in this shit. She doesn't know how to resist.
See, here's the interesting thing about that. But here's the thing. All right, so once again, back on about that scene. The thing that is so weird is like 2 seconds ago, she thought reaching out to the Force was putting my hand out to the point to where you were tickling her with a branch, and she was like, "Oh, I feel it.
I feel the Force."
And then 2 seconds later, she gets tempted by something. Maybe you leave this off with, if you feel darkness in the Force, fight its temptation, no matter what it is.
Yeah, because he says himself, like, it offered you something you wanted. I see something I want, and be like, yeah, well, I don't go get it. I don't know why I shouldn't.
Hey, bro, ain't nobody say nothing about not going over there. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm here, to learn these things, sir.
Luke's a bad teacher. All his other students got killed, and then one turned evil.
I think you're wrong here. I think they got killed by another student. My God,
Hey,
Ben Solo is a mass stabber. Oh my God. Yo, man, we gotta protest this movie, yo.
Damn, she just tells him. These were interesting scenes, but they were strange.
Hey, man, Snoke Mobile got the best video calls, man. Look at that
It's like
crisp
you're really there.
quality. Yo, it's raining at your place? It's raining at my place. See?
Here's the thing,
it's
though.
literally transferring matter.
Here's the thing, though. Only Kylo Ren seems to ever feel that stuff. Nothing ever happens to Rey. Like, Kylo Ren got shot last time. This time he got sprayed with water.
I mean, to be fair, Kylo's in a controlled environment called a ship. I don't understand what you expect is going to happen to Rey.
I don't know, but
what's she going to do? Feel the AC? I mean,
Yes.
It's already windy out there, my man. I really don't know what you... I don't know what you want to happen there, my guy.
I don't know. Maybe they close the door or something. Her foot gets caught in it.
All right, now you're just making up stuff. Now you just out of pocket.
Hey, look! Another stupid plot point!
No, this isn't a stupid plot point, Cardis. This might actually just be the stupid plot point. You know, I honestly think that a lot of people would forgive this movie if this whole section was just gone. So as you see everybody here is super rich. And when I say super rich, I'm talking like so rich that they could lose $600 million adjusted for space inflation and still be like, yo, when we turn it up tomorrow night. But here's the thing. I understand that she said that that Maz said that, this is what he's going to be wearing. So does he just wear one outfit? Is he so rich he just got 1 million of the same outfit? Does he not change it up? What if he started bringing back strippers to the hotel room at this point and he's not here right now? Does he just man the table 24/7? Like, is he always going to be here?
Maybe he got hungry, or maybe he needs to use the restroom. I don't know, man. Anything could be happening.
Like, maybe he's got a date. Maybe, I don't know. Like, there's a plethora of different things, right?
So she knows what they were by just the rumbling noise?
Hey, man, remember, she used to be on this planet, bro. She knew what this life was like. I'm not going to mention anything about the slave kids until a specific scene. If you want to talk about them, go right ahead.
Nah, we
but you see, they are so rich. They have slaves in public. They're not hiding slaves. Child slaves. Illegal child labor slaves.
Well, I'm guessing it's legal here. They just don't care.
Exactly. They don't care. You literally saw a kid get knocked down and threatened with an electro whip, and everybody was just like, yeah, party on, dude. Shaka, bro.
This is normal. This is fine.
So look how convenient that is, right? I didn't remember he reported it like that. Yep, that's them. Those are the double parked on the beach. Oh my god. And stay out.
Well, they throw the droid out, but then arrest the people.
Hey, man. Droids live forever, man. They're not going to dismantle them for scrap. Nothing. They got enough.
I wonder, was that guy actually going to help him, considering he is more concerned with gambling than anything else?
Look, man. All they want to do is say, hey, Maz, right? He'd be like, Maz, man. He would have had some dumb line of dialogue. Like, he would have been this universe's Lando. Man,
yeah, I know him.
My homie. If any friend of Maz is a friend of mine, come on, let me walk and talk with me. That's exactly how that entire dialogue would have went. And he'd be like, oh, so you guys need help doing so-and-so. That's risky. And then he would look dead at the camera and said, but I'm a gambling man. I like it. Come on, man. You know that's what he would have said. That is the exact words he would have said.
Because I guess the whole point, like, well, I don't know if they will offer to pay him. We know they offered the other dude.
But either way, right? So Rey here is training and doing her thing, right? But can I be honest? It seems like she's coming a long way for someone who literally just hasn't had any lightsaber training at all. Like, she doesn't know any of the forms. She hasn't read a book. Luke just said, the Force is a thing that exists as far as she's concerned in terms of her training so far. But right now, she's kind of Mary Sue-ing it.
I kind of would have been more interested to see the people he trained. We never got to see any of that.
I like how my boy R2 though was unscathed. R2 was like, "What the fuck is going on out there?"
I guess as we already seen, no one cares about the droids. Stay the droids alone.
Droid lives matter, baby. My man was R2's probably going beep boop. Hey Luke, you seeing this? Your house on fire.
I mean, I'd call the fire department, but
we're kind of in the middle of nowhere, man. Kind of both.
Here's the thing, Kylo was the young, untested person, so I don't know, man. I don't know how much you could really put the blame on him. Aww.
Kind of both, though. I mean, ultimately, if you want to say Rian Johnson's the one that truly failed them, then sure, I'm all for it. But in universe, kind of both. But what type of technology must you have when you can start scanning how much fuel another person got? Like, could you imagine you driving down the highway and you got a scanner and you go, boo boo, oh, this dude about to run out of gas. Let me get in this lane over here.
And then she wonders why people wanted to mutiny against her.
Hey, bro, our people getting shot. Stay the course. So do you have a plan? Stay the course.
We only got 6 hours of fuel, you know?
Stay the course. Doesn't really invoke confidence in my leader.
It does not.
So pretty much this entire second part here is 100% based on the fact that they got arrested for double parking on a beach. I just want you to understand, in a Star Wars movie, your two, I guess you'd call them the main characters of this film, right?
Two important characters. I mean, you got Rey as well, and Poe to some aspect.
All right, well, we'll say, because there's like 4 plots going on here. There's the Poe nonsense, there's the Rey nonsense, there's the inner conflict within Kylo, and then there's this skullduggery.
Yeah, so there's like 4 plots going on right now.
So they got arrested for being double parked on a beach. And where do they just so happen to be jailed? Right across from another guy who looks like the dirty Sanchez version of the actual codebreaker upstairs, but downstairs.
Who allegedly has the skills they need to break onto a First Order starship.
Who is jailed within earshot of them.
For unknown reasons, I guess?
Who could apparently break himself out at any time that he wanted, but just so happened to wait for this moment. Because convenient. Also, I don't really understand how he was able to stuff anything in somebody's mouth when he doesn't have arms. Like, that looks like the most devastating thing he could probably do, and maybe a taser. Right?
Yeah.
So I don't understand how he stuffed a rag on somebody's mouth. I think this is one of those things where you just don't question it, because you're supposed to turn your brain off and just watch. But I couldn't turn my brain off fast enough, so I noticed. See, I think about these things, kids. Also, is that not like of all the ways to get? I don't want to say caught because they didn't get caught.
I like how the way the cover's like, that smelled great. Don't even go into it.
Yep. But don't you think it's weird that, like, they could get out? This man had his own key to get out. They had, an entire escape route plan, but they didn't think to cover the manhole cover. I understand they were, they didn't have, the most time to really be 100%.
So they're going the free the animals route.
It's called Save the Animals. Get your Metroid speedrunner tech right. Jeez. It's a donation incentive.
Nah, man, they're not saving them. They're freeing them. Because everyone knows they're just going to catch them again.
You're not wrong. Is it really freeing, or is it delaying the inevitable at this point?
A little bit of both.
No, they're taking them out for a walk. That's what's about to happen. That's the best.
I gotta stretch your legs, Being in a cage isn't fun.
So, there's a whole lot to unpack with this scene, and I'm going to talk about it now, because we're now during this scene where we're talking about kid slave labor. So, Rose is on this kick about we gotta free these animals, because freeing the animals was more important to her than freeing the slaves. But once again, we will get to that in a second. So, not only did they get arrested for double parking on a beach, they pop out of a manhole cover, and the code breaker didn't come with them. He went some completely other route, and now they're gonna go run through the casino.
Yeah, this is gonna create a bunch of havoc. And they're just adding towards the stupid shit they've already done.
Yeah, they're just, wrecking stuff, racking up the cost of state like it's Need for Speed Most Wanted. They're about to hit a pursuit breaker in a minute. So, they're probably running people over. Who knows how many of these people have broken arms and ligaments. They're breaking down expensive winery. They're breaking up the cafe.
They're smashing people's cars.
People's cars are getting totaled. Oh, not the space caddy! Oh, no! And they know exactly where their ship is.
Like, they could have self-escaped, but now, they're creating all this crap. They're being tracked.
But here's the thing. I'm not worried about them being tracked. I'm not worried about that. First of all, these things would have clotheslined and they'd be decapitated right now. I've seen that movie. Was it Wrong Turn 3 where they were on the snowmobiles and they got decapitated because they were doing this?
I've not seen that movie.
Don't. Any of the wrong turns are actually awful, but there's like 7 of them now.
They sound awful.
So, here's the thing.
Wait, they left it there?
Yeah,
they left it, but didn't even tow the thing.
Yeah, they didn't tow it. For this...
And then they decided the best course of action was to destroy it with a laser blast.
Yep, just so they couldn't get to it. But here's the thing that I really want to talk about, Wayne. So they're running, they're trying to get all this stuff. They done racked up millions, if not billions of dollars in damages to the city. And even though they've done all that, right? Even though Rose claims she hates the city so much, she's so happy that she was able to destroy a lot of the city and destroy so much money and do all this great stuff, right?
And almost get herself killed.
But here comes a line of dialogue that is so annoying, and I needed her to say it first, so let's just be quiet for a little bit here.
All right.
Here it comes. So because they freed the animals, now it was worth it. Now it was worth it. Well, let me tell you something, Rose. Since you said you lived on a planet that was just like this, where the First Order did all these terrible things to you so they can make a bunch of money, well, let's have that talk, Rose. You know that those slave kids are about to get the beating of their lives for allowing those animals to get out. So all you really did was allow those animals to get caught again. And guess what? It might take child slave labor to do that. And you know what else? Guess who's going to be cleaning up that city? The slaves. Because I don't know if you know how rich people work, but what you did to them, remember when I said they're okay with losing like $600 million and they'll be fine? This place will be back up and running 100% in about a week, tops.
Yeah.
Because they're going to have the greatest of construction droids. They're going to have free slave child labor. They might have free slave adults somewhere that we just don't know about.
They're probably insured. They probably own the insurance companies.
They probably are the insurance companies. You probably just allowed them to get away with an insurance scam. Well, I was going to burn my stuff down like in a week or so. But I mean...
Getting trampled by these animals, is just as good.
Racking up hey, bro, you got space antelope insurance? Hi, I'm with Allstate. Are you in good hands? So yeah, all of that basically amounted to nothing. They just found another guy who wasn't the guy. That's another guy.
Yo, it's Ben Swallow! In his high pants.
Why did you kill him? He said say it like he's about to get off of this, like he's about to bust the nut. My man said, go on, say it. I'm at the edge.
Shirtless.
Hey man, you lucky I had pants on and you called about 30 seconds later.
I could make no guarantees.
I'd have been cooking over here, bro.
No. Nah.
So here's the thing. What he said there and what was shown as a visual, does Ray also see that visual? Because at that point, like now we're talking about, we got a man who's forcing y'all to be in a group chat that y'all don't even know is a group chat. Y'all think it's just y'all. And now you're able to send like video messages to each other.
Of your memories?
In this guy's...
That could actually be a situation like, damn, I remember that differently than it actually happened.
Hey man, the dark side of the force, man. We can even edit the lewds you send, bro. Oh my god, did you really send him your nipples? Oh my god, you're crazy, Becca. Oh no, I'm a Sith Lord, so I just changed it. It's a different girl now. No revenge porn is happening on my behalf.
Kind of funny considering we already had Ben Swallow. I like how the dark place is literally a place, as you could just fall in there and like, yep, here it is. Evil darkness. So maybe the dark side really is just a place you could reach out and touch.
I mean, she's physically in it at this point, but... Hey man, you know how Jedi temples are. You know, sometimes you just gotta build it on top of the Sith land. You know, you gotta assert that dominance. Because that's what real gangsters do.
Yeah, this is it's a weird scene. It's interesting though. I think it has a cool style.
Nah, man, this scene is just clearly setting up the Star Wars multiverse. All the rays just so happen to come down here at the exact same time. These are not reflections. These are all just different universes in the time stream. So you know what I think is funny about this scene? She is snapping her fingers just because she's like, oh, that was kind of nice. Let me do that again.
How many layers does this go?
Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the realest Ray of them all?
No one.
None of y'all. Y'all all fake. Go home.
it's just you.
Girl, this is a mirror? That's what the reflection should have just said. Yeah, that's how mirrors work. And then she just comes out. Meanwhile, after he got his shirt. My man said, I may not have to rub one out tonight after all. Let me get my best Sunday dress on. Hold up.
Just be cool, bruh.
Kylo, you don't know where that hand's been. But he don't care. Dark side. But he don't care. He been in the dark side. He like, yeah, boy. You know, Snoke normally just beat me in the face. This is the first positive skin-on-skin contact I've gotten in years. And then the tips touched. Human interaction.
Well.
Yeah, my man
I will be having none of this hand touching in my house.
You hussy.
You harlot. It's like, what? Yo, she just whacked the old man in the head.
Look, man.
Now Luke Skywalker wants to know how to do something.
Look, why even have Luke as a teacher? Luke's just out here like, hey, man, I can fight you. And then, oh, no, wait a minute. That's a real stick. I surrender. I apologize for my outburst. I don't know what's more impressive. The fact that he's still at a 45-degree angle right now while he's going to recant this story. Or the fact that
there's another time where, like, bro, if you just told me the whole story correctly the first time, we would be having this discussion right now. Here's another thing. He says Snoke can already turn his heart. So how long has he known Snoke? Who is Snoke?
Because if he disappeared for 30 years, that means he already know who Snoke was, at least to some degree, to know who he is.
She has to. The plot requires it.
My plot armor will not stop me.
And she offered lightsabers, like, okay, you don't want to go get him? Then you help us.
Nah, I'm good. I'm good right here at this 45-degree angle. I'm straight.
Okay, I'm going to go get him then.
Well, I can't argue with that. Well, Ray, I laid all my cards on the table. You clearly had a full house while I had two pair. Good hand. Good hand. I'll see you next time. See, Cardus is a bum. All right. My man reacted for purple hair, for slippers, Yoda's silhouette appears, nothing. Crickets. Nothing to say.
Okay, let me just say, when I saw Yoda in the theater, I was actually kind of happy to see him. I think they did a good job. He looks a lot like his Empire Strikes Back form.
Wait a minute. She robbed me.
Not that you noticed that. Apparently Yoda could summon lightning.
So what is a Force Ghost, really? Like, I feel like their powers have been very, very, very...
vaguely defined. I like how Yoda's just messed with him, though. Nah.
It's funny how you were on this whole kick about the Jedi were wrong. It was built on hubris and lies. They were vain. They were trash. Da-da-da-da-da. But you still want to preserve those texts for some reason.
Regret? So Luke hasn't even read them. Taken literally.
Here's the thing about Force Ghosts. Like, do they show up only in times of need, or was Yoda just watching this whole thing from the sidelines like, he really about to fuck this up again? All right. Tag me in, coach.
And he burned down that thing just to help convince him to actually take action.
Bro, what are you... basically, what Yoda came down here to say is, bro, what are you doing right now? Like, real talk. Like, what do you do? You were taking a lot of L's right now. This is your halftime. This is your halftime pep talk right now. Get your head back in the game, sir.
Look, I watched this long enough. We're stopping this right now.
No, man, but the books. Fuck them books.
Have you read them? Well, exactly.
That's what I thought. Next time I tell you to do something, you do it.
I like her freaking chair turn. I wonder how much that thing's worth.
Well, I think you just needed it because it was a certain metal that conducts so he can do the thing that he needs to do. I don't even think he wanted anything.
That is how it went.
This ain't my shit. What the fuck? You snitch? Hey, yo, he's snitching on me right now. I'm surprised BB-8 doesn't get subtitles. Like, so you gonna snitch and you're just gonna walk your drapes over me like that? All right, I see what this is. As soon as we get in safety, it's on site.
I kind of was trying to create some sort of morally gray area.
Yeah, but you would wish they would expand on that more. Like, I don't know, make that like a crux of a movie, maybe. But, you know.
And it's kind of a subject that's never really been elaborated on in Star Wars. I mean, this tries to introduce a lot of concepts and it doesn't do much with it.
I just think it's so weird that you literally, like, 25 minutes ago movie time, you apparently knew exactly how much fuel they had, and you knew exactly how much they were burning. And now you're asking them, so what's the fuel situation?
By our calculations, critical. Why doesn't she say something?
Like, it's not like her plan is like some big brain bamboozlement where she needs everyone to not know it so it can be a surprise to everyone. I mean, you've seen... That's almost the anime special at this point. You can just pick an anime and they're eventually going to have an arc where someone has a plan where they have to act like they betrayed their friends but couldn't tell their friends because they had to make sure the fight was real. You know? But this is literally just, we're getting on escape pods. And we're going to Secret Planet. That's not really a secret, because you can look out the window and see it in a couple of minutes. You know?
And then she gets all huffy that he's calling her out.
Yeah, he's calling her out, he's mad, he's pissed, he's yelling. And I've seen a couple people have fan theories like she thought there was a mole on the ship that was going to rat them out about the plan. And I'm like... Let's just say that was true. Let's just say that is a true statement that there is a mole on the ship. So when they actually decide to do the plan, and she tells them about the actual plan at some point, the mole would still be on the ship.
And thusly, he would also be transported to the surface of the new planet you're escaping to.
And he'd be like, hey, we're in the bunker, come get us. Or, we're about to actually just take off, so you can blow up the ship right now. Anybody think that's a little, like...
The mole's going to exist, assuming there is a mole, regardless of whether you tell them or not.
The mission plans will be leaked.
I think in order to control information, you think maybe she could, like, shut off communications to the outside as well. Out of precaution. Like, no, fam, no one's saying any communication out here.
I mean, you would think that, but, you know. This has not been the smartest movie plot-wise. I've heard of women in refrigerators, but this is ridiculous. I will admit, visually, that was one of the most... That was... I'll give that a 5 out of 5.
No, the movie looks good. It's just the plot is lacking in places.
Well, I just mean, like, I'm not going to say it's rare now, but a lot of times in space movies, I think they forget that they're in space and they don't have to have everything be on axis. Like, they came in when everything else was like at like a 62-degree angle. Because there's no gravity, so there's no technically right orientation. You know?
Here's another thing. Poe has been as respectable as possible the entire time. Even after that whole tirade earlier, he's coming there to tell them their plan. He tried. He fucking tried. And now he had to mutiny them.
Like, at this point, it's like, all right, we'll tell you the plan. But nah, man, you don't pull guns out on me. You done pulled out the Smith & Wesson. You told me not to move. Mad jank, right?
Yeah.
Also, I understand slipping through undetected, but to be able to land go through undetected, and then get some unis? I feel like that takes a lot.
Isn't it more suspicious that thing just crashed into another guy?
No, what's more suspicious is that they need you to know that this droid specifically is the snitch droid.
Anti-BB-8?
That's BB hate right there. You see, that droid is on the elevator about to snitch. This is a different elevator, by the way. The elevator that they showed specifically, this is not that elevator. That was the BB hate elevator.
BBH8?
BB hater. You know, it's funny that, like, I figured Ray would have a much bigger reaction to Snoke, because my man is out here with he ain't even got penny loafers on, man. He still got them same slippers, bro.
He must have bought them in bulk.
He had to, because what? Ray's been confirmed to be on that planet for 2 or 3 days now. Man, you know Snoke sends unsolicited lewds to people all across the galaxy. But he don't do it with his phone. He puts the image in your mind. So you can't even snitch on him.
Where's the proof? Well, he beamed it in my mind. Sure he did.
Hit him with the hashtag roasted nuts.
And then he was nice. Until he wasn't anymore.
See, what type of shit? Why would you send shots right now?
Yeah.
We came this far and it's like, so you're not gonna let that go? When I clearly told you what my plan was? Finn is the only person that's used their big boy words this entire film.
I think Poe's done okay.
Nah, man. See, Poe already went 0-2 with his entire dreadnought and bomber idea. Also, she has a pistol. So I think it's very interesting that, like, they did a mutiny, told her not to move, but didn't pat her down.
And now they're shooting each other.
They just let it rock with stun guns. Also, he lost his red arm, by the way. He gold.
Never really explained any of that.
Don't worry, it's probably in a comic that we're not going to read.
Or a book.
BB-8 was like, yeah, we snitching. We let them know. But did you hear? One of them said, rebel scum.
Oh no. So by the way, the more of this movie is failure. Everyone fails.
Even when they're doing things they weren't even supposed to do. Wait, were the doctors laser gunning her out, or did she do it? I never really thought about this from this. Like, were they just in the sick bay? Open this door.
Amazing, didn't have some sort of override.
Also, she's been at this dude's throat the entire time. Get him off my bridge. He's stupid. He's trash. And now you go hit me with, I like him. Really?
He tried to murder me.
Okay, it wasn't murder. It was a stun gun caught us. Let's keep it real.
Still, it was pretty wild.
I mean, I guarantee you, I don't care what your morals are, what your judgment. You go into any military and you hit them with a mutiny, and then you lose. They are not going to hit you with the "I like him."
Because we care about this character, right?
Even though she's been nothing but a pessimist, annoying, and kind of a jackass the entire film, but we gotta give her credit for things we only heard about and things that we will not see her do on screen. You know, this thing has a 2.5-hour runtime, and we still have an hour left. I just want everyone
Do we
to know.
really? Shit. No, I remember when we watched this movie in the theaters, I was starting to like get. I don't want to say I was getting bored, but I was getting impatient. Like saying, "Damn, how long is this movie?" It just pulls her forward.
See? This man said, "Yeah, I put y'all on the Snoke mobile network, and now you owe me a subscription fee."
I showed you what I wanted you to see.
Which means it makes it seem like he also fabricated the images that she saw.
Although we also find out that he's not as good as he thought he was.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
So, everyone knows that Snoke dies, and if this is somehow your miraculous first time watching this movie, I apologize. But
This should never be your first watch.
I want to know, legitimately, how do you think they're going to destroy Snoke? In a 2-on-1 Mortal Kombat battle for the history of the world?
With Snoke surrounded by his Imperial Guard.
Or is Kylo going to rally the troops and the Imperial Guard is also going to murder Snoke? Like, how do you think they're going to do it? If we post this to a place where there's a comment section, in the comment section below, let me know what you think is going to happen. And if you have seen the movie, let me know how you thought they were going to fight him.
Yeah.
But why wouldn't she tell him that plan? It's a very simple plan.
Here's the thing, though. Remember that theory you mentioned where there might have been a mole? Why didn't they at least bring that up, too? Once again, at least try and build some lore, even if it's kind of crappy. They didn't even try to explain it.
It was just you should blindly trust authority.
Yeah. When I tell you to do something, you do it.
Next time I tell you to do something, you do it. You know,
that's some first order speak right there.
You know, you know what I'm gonna do, bro? Next time I get a high profile job interview, I'm gonna pull up with one of them first order jackets that Finn got right there.
It is pretty suave.
I mean, she really ain't do nothing. BB-8 should be getting the medal. He literally made snake sounds with his mouth. And you didn't see this coming.
This is the part where everyone starts dying. And we'll make them watch.
So can I say something about this? Now, maybe I'm wrong. Right?
Uh-huh.
Didn't they say that the big ship was out of range and these cruisers are now farther away than the big ship?
And smaller and probably moving faster.
And they're able to hit those.
With very good accuracy.
And I understand that you might say the force field will get in the way. But if they have fuel, they clearly must have some sort of energy, which means you could probably get through it. Think.
Boom.
I just realized this man has a goddamn magnifying glass in front of his window so he can see farther. That's not a monitor. I'm actually mad about that.
He's so strong and so powerful. He doesn't look very sure of himself as he says that. Like, look at that face. That's not the face of, like, confidence.
Don't worry, bro. He is confident.
Wow. My expectations have been subverted again.
Once again, you can link their minds, you could see all this crap, but you couldn't hear a lightsaber turning on your desk right next to you. Man.
Or sense it.
Couldn't be
Not
me.
even see it.
Couldn't be me. But no one cares that Snoke died. We're just mad that they ruined a perfectly fashionably good robe.
Hey, they cause feet though. I'll take the slippers after this.
Yeah, I can see it right now. Hux run the... Hey, bro, he ain't gonna need them. Run them pockets.
Just fucking steal your shoes. Yo, I want to see Hux relax in his chambers wearing, like, the snow clothing.
The First Order was mad honorable right here, though. They literally gave him the paycheck.
Yeah.
He said, you're wrong. Maybe, but I got that paycheck, though. I don't understand how you can slap a man in a helmet and they take damage. I don't understand that.
Get CT, man. It's like playing football.
Nah, man. Because, look, man, I see people getting into fights in the NFL and they be punching people who got helmets on. I'm like, Okay, but besides hurting your hand, what did you accomplish here?
Oh,
Yeah, he got uber body, bro. Now I know a lot of people like to get on, Star Wars movie for having goofy choreography. I don't mind the choreography in this. Like, sure, there are points where you're gonna be like, "Oh my god, why are there three people? Why? Oh my god!" Like when he had his back turned, why aren't you hitting him right now? Oh, you don't understand how hard you wouldn't even be able to make a movie at that point.
yeah. It looks cool. I'm not going to deny it. It looks really cool. It's an entertaining scene.
And now maybe that's because the bar is so low, because so low, omega low. But the bar is kind of low because most fight scenes in movies, especially in big blockbusters now, I can't even see what's happening. They're all zoomed in. It's got these weird cuts, and like I can't even tell who's on what team until all the bodies are on the floor dead. And it's like, oh, well, I guess it's over now. I just want you to know that she slit a man's throat. I just want it to be contextualized. That's what she did. And that man, well, or woman,
he's missing a face.
Yep, he's the faceless wonder now.
Actually, we need to talk about why are they fighting him? They killed Snoke, and like we must avenge the Emperor. It's like, and then what?
I mean, I thought in terms of chain of command, Kylo's next, but apparently those guys weren't First Order guys or Kylo guys. They were specifically we the Snoke boys. This man gets off to telling her to say it.
Just like the other time?
Yeah, man, this is a recurring theme.
Oh. I really wish that they're about to subvert my expectations and she joins him.
Was that the that was the one subversion people actually were kind of wanting, and it's the only one you didn't get. Silly idiot! You had expectations, wants, needs, hopes, dreams, aspirations. Fool!
Like that would truly surprise me, and I don't know if it would. I could have forgiven them for all the other dumb stuff, but that would definitely been, dare I say, kind of cool.
So here's the thing about the First Order that I think was interesting, right? So they're shooting the ships, right? And they're lucky that Holdo decided she's going to stay behind. Because it looked like she was perfectly fine staying behind and just being left on the ship and then waiting for them to blow up the ship. But now that she realizes that the cloaking has, run out, or they know that the cloaking doesn't matter now because they can see them and they're shooting them, she has to take drastic action, right? Because this isn't something that a droid could do. There's no remote control autopilot, even though there's remote control bombs.
And we have droids and other and computers and AI.
But why?
So how come these people have half dark helmets?
Because they're the Axum Rangers.
I guess they're special.
They got the electro axes.
I wonder how he knows that.
So here comes one of the most visually stimulating and visually pleasing moments in Star Wars history. It's pretty far up there.
Here's another question. Why did they ignore that in the first place?
Like, apparently they have pinpoint accuracy, and this is closer to them, and they could see this giant ship turning around, and there was only a limited amount of things it was going to do. So, given the fact that this happens, right? And given how it basically, like, has this giant explosion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask you one question?
Yeah.
How the fuck is everyone on that ship just having, like, casual conversation in the background? I'd have been like, yo! I'd have been marking out! I'd have been like, oh, it's sad that we lost Haldo. Oh, no. But what did you see?
We're not gonna die! Let's see, I think, there were 6 ships left?
Yeah.
Well, and I think it started with, 30?
Yeah. Now, the way this is working, like, it's mad sus.
So how did these people get so far away? Where did they go?
Because I thought they were on Executioner's Row on my signal. Like, maybe this is a problem with reshoots, because it looked like they came through somewhere else. Also, can I ask you another question?
Uh-huh.
BB-8 doesn't have hands, right?
Apparently not.
So how does it climb? Because how did it get to this position?
Well, I think it has, like, grappling hooks, doesn't it?
Yeah, but to get inside of it, you know, it's weird. It just seems.
Oh yeah, she has the reflective armor unlike other stormtroopers.
Yeah, she's just unshootable.
We joked about that before. It's like, you know, why is she the only one with reflective armor?
She used all the material from that boat.
Palpatine's exclusive boat.
I don't even know if that's real. I had a friend tell me that, and it was so stupid, I just believed it and said, I don't want to find out the truth now. So what I was told is there's some extended universe statement that apparently she got her armor from taking some sort of rare metal that was on Palpatine's abandoned yacht.
Let's protect against that, though.
Also, there's this whole thing that people talk about Phasma being a great role model for women, and she's such a strong, independent person. But all she has done in the entire series is get thrown in a garbage compactor, take L's, and lose to a grunt. And die twice. First was an implied death. This was technically an implied death, too, because if you can go light speed into a ship and the whole ship isn't just immediately dead, for all I know, she landed
in a lower level or something.
Yep. She had a grapple hook. Or she too has the Force.
It's kind of like everyone wanting Boba Fett to live. It's like, he got ate by the Sarlacc. Nah, man, he survived. Oh, okay.
Just, okay.
And then the rest of the body falls over because it's funny.
My ship's in half, my leader's in half. But those slippers, though.
Yeah, now Kylo's gonna take them. She took Anna's slippers.
But here's the thing, they say we know where she's going. Oh, my neck. But anyways, They could clearly see the planet that they were landing on outside of the window. So I don't understand like why it takes them so long to get here.
Yeah. Actually, here's another thing. Considering Hux was like, the supreme leader is dead, we have no ruler, was he actually ready just to pack it up and leave? Like, okay, they killed him. We're done. Go home.
Yep, that's what he's about to go down to that lower level and say, all right, I don't know what y'all was doing before y'all joined the First Order, but pack it up. It's GG's. They got him.
Your check will not be in the mail.
If y'all want to get your money, the best chance you got is you better rob you better rob Bentoro outside before he gets away. We just gave that man a whole crate full of money.
I like how BB-8 is Poe's droid, but he's like never with Poe.
You are not wrong.
I want to see more Poe. I actually like his character. They haven't given him. I feel like they haven't really given him enough chance to shine.
Oh damn! I think I called him like Danicio. His name's like Benicio del Toro, right?
I think something like that.
Okay. Yeah, you better get Benicio. You better get him on the phone. Be like, hey, bro, rob him.
I'm guessing was he able to get away? They don't really mention anything about him.
Nah, they just said put it on the truck and we got to get up out of here.
So I guess he like immediately just vamoosed out of there. Yeah, I don't know why they have to say this is miniaturized Death Star tech. Like, Death Star tech is just, here's a giant laser beam. Blows shit up. It doesn't even look like... when they said it was miniaturized Death Star tech, I thought when it formed the laser, it was going to form it like the Death Star did. But it does not. It just kind of looks like a jet turbine.
All right, there's a scene that is about to happen, and it is the only scene I've been waiting for because I've been wanting to get this off my chest for quite some time. Hoth. It's salt. It's not ice.
Which they're going to establish that for us because everyone wondered.
But you know what would have been hype though? If these dudes came out and said, "Bro, why is it so hot? How is there all this ice, but it's so hot?" And then they were like, "Oh, it's salt. Take your jackets off."
Yeah, it would have been better than the guy literally tasting it and then saying salt. And they are going to look at like, really, guys? Exposition?
So luckily they have these junker things so they could try to fight. Let me ask you something, Cardis. I'm gonna just set this up while it's happening.
Yeah?
If there's someone who you hold near and dear to your heart that you love, right? A significant other, family member, you know, somebody who you know is you can't live without, right?
Yeah.
And you know that they realize there's imminent danger and the only way that they can take it out is driving, I don't know, their car 140 miles per hour right into this thing's core to snuff it out, right? Like, to your knowledge, that's your best bet.
Yeah.
So what do you do in that situation? Do you also take your car and go 160 miles per hour and then ram your car into the car that's going 140 miles per hour in order to protect what you love? Yeah,
that's a sensible option, right?
I mean, according to this movie, that's exactly what you do. Now, some of y'all are like, wait, what are you talking about? Because a lot of people somehow don't remember this scene. Especially when I bring up that part, they don't remember it going down like that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you don't get a choice anymore. You have to see what I always saw. You have to see what I always saw.
Yeah. I don't even understand. Why the hell do they make the stupid salt path behind them anyway? I know visually, once again, it's one of those things that just looks cool, but practically, I don't understand.
What do you mean by practically?
Like, why is it skidding along the ground like that? Why doesn't it just fly?
They said that she literally said that there's a stabilizer thing that these things need.
Why doesn't it fly? It won't need a stabilizer if it just flies.
Because the way they were built, they suck. Jesus, man. They at least explained it. They suck. These things that they found are like the 1942 Yugo, bro. Like, they suck. They're doing the best of what they got. Also, I'm sure since your boy liked World War II so much, I'm sure he probably saw the movie Red Tails and was like, this looks cool. Haven't they only seen this ship like 2 or 3 times?
Yeah.
And one of them was definitely in a super small scale battle that I don't think they would even have taken note of. So do they really hate this ship? I mean, hate the ship to the point where they're ignoring the entire mission below?
And that they're putting themselves at great risk to try and fly through this corridor? Stupid porks. I feel like there's more of these now than there were in the beginning.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
I have a legitimate question, because I actually don't know. This is something I want you to fill the gap for me. So Rey took Snoke's escape pod and then somehow got on the Millennium Falcon?
We don't talk about that.
Like, maybe I missed something. Like, did they land on... Like, it just seemed like she's just in the Millennium Falcon with Chewie. Because I know Chewie dropped the escape pod when they got through so she could get to the ship. Or does your boy Snoke have the exact same escape pod and he just snatched it up?
They don't really show it, but I guess when she escaped, she got into the Millennium Falcon.
Okay. I didn't know that Chewie would stick around in the area of the Dreadnought the entire time. I just think it's weird that he just kind of like hover-handed it.
Go, Finn! Go! Sacrifice your life for the greater good!
Finally, some character development. I mean, I thought he was going to be static the entire movie. But finally, he's actually doing something that's going to further him on. He's gone from cowardice to the ultimate sacrifice. A real one, if you will. You know?
Yeah, I mean, he understands this is the only plan, man. And he's wanting to do it. There he goes. A true hero.
Godspeed, Finnerman.
Beyond all odds, he's gonna make it.
Pushing it in the high gear, man. It's what you gotta do. He's at top speed.
I salute you, Finn. I always remember you and your noble sacrifice.
You truly are the best of us.
Oh no! My expectations have been subverted again!
But this makes no sense! I'm going off now! This doesn't make sense! It doesn't make sense! It doesn't make sense! What if you would have just both died? Then what? Who you protect? Huh? Nobody? Nothing? Because these things don't have airbags. You already proved to me that they were junkers. And let's talk about this from a plot perspective. If you guys were going as fast as possible, how did Rose turn around, do a 180, re-accelerate, and then catch him? That don't make no sense!
And no one, here's the thing, there are 2 ships on the field, neither of which they decide to shoot at.
Hey, those things are coming right at us. Yeah, don't worry about that. No, but they're literally running right for. Don't even bother shooting at them, bro. Just keep shooting at them other things you've been shooting at.
I don't even know where.
But here's the thing. But here's the thing. Well, all our friends just died. That's cool, right? Kiss me. I'm going to sleep. Like, she has no way of knowing that anybody is safe in there. You know? It's just all our friends are dead. Hey, all our friends are dead. Hey, all our friends are dead, dead, dead. All our friends are dead. Now please just give me head. All our friends are dead.
They don't love you.
But this movie does something so strange here.
What?
They give these dice such importance. Then they go on to talk about, man, nobody even cares. Like, literally, the resistance is everybody in this room and in this little hall area. That's it.
Woo!
But can I say something else about this scene that don't make sense?
What?
I understand that maybe it takes a lot of energy to do what he's doing right now. Spoilers, this is an astral projection. Like, once again, this isn't your first time viewing it. You know how this ends. I understand that he may not be able to do this often because clearly it takes a lot of energy. Sure. But apparently he could just pinpoint Leia's location and be like, I'm here now. Couldn't do that any other time? Not even just check in on things?
Yeah. Like, what exactly got him to the point where he decided, like, yeah, I'm going to help?
I told you that Yoda's one hell of a pep talker.
But it seems like he didn't do it immediately after that either. He waited some time, like, I guess I gotta do it now.
Oh, you thought the pep talk was over when it went off camera? Nah, man, that man's been... my man was talking to him up to the frame of him walking through that door. Yoda, he's only here because Yoda annoyed him too much.
I'm only here so I don't get fined.
Yoda's like, so you just go, it's like, you go, so that's Luke Skywalker's legacy, huh? You let your best friend die because you
let your sister die.
No, hold on, because you let your nephew get turned, and now your nephew's gonna kill your sister, and you ain't gonna do nothing about it when it's all your fault. How you gonna live yourself when Chewie shows up and starts asking questions? You ever think about that? Or am I gonna have to get the blue robot and he gonna beep, boop, 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 boop. Then you gonna feel bad again, huh? Oh, no, please don't bring R2 into this. I'm about to bring R2 into this. I'm on my way.
Could bring R2, R3, R4. Hey, look, he brought laser swords to stand against the entire army of the First Order.
The thing he said he wasn't gonna do. Omega Lord.
You know that ship there, the one that's flying? It's been the exact same stack position the entire time. It's just been flying there.
Can I say something about that ship, though, and why I hate it? It always reminds me of them foldable nautical hats that people used to make when we were kids.
Oh no, they killed Luke Skywalker.
More!
I like how that guy's like looking back.
He's like, you know that's a dude out there, right?
One was enough. Who?
It's like Dragon Ball, man. Somebody watched Dragon Ball Z when they came up with this scene. We're gonna dust him with a bunch of lasers. There's gonna be a bunch of smoke, and he's gonna walk through it.
I remember the crowd was like hype when that's happened. He knows better.
My man was like, couldn't be me. Won't be me either.
Look, and Finn dragged them across the friggin' field, and no one batted an eye.
Although you have to wonder, did he drag them all the way during that laser storm?
That's another good question. No. Here's the fight you always wanted, but you still don't get it. See, Poe's smart.
How did he get in here when they don't know he's an astral projection and could have just materialized at any point? I'm sorry. It bothers me.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it from his perspective. It's an
I like
okay
how he
thing
does
to say.
questions like, how did he get in here? So he's questioning it too.
Well, you heard the man. I guess that means all the mutiny people died. Well, I should say all the anti. Well, no.
Everyone died.
Everyone died. It's fine.
When you have 30 ships, you're down to about 6. Yeah, everyone died.
They'll figure it out.
And then all your friends don't even want to answer your calls anymore?
Bro, it is so goddamn long, bro. This movie.
Yeah.
So you know how in like what was it, Star Wars Episode 3? No, it was Episode 2, I believe. Yoda struggled lifting like 2 or 3 rocks. You remember that?
Uh-huh.
Do you remember how like it took like, you know, a collaborative effort to lift these giant rocks for a lot of people? You know,
Yeah.
It was tough for Jedis.
Even highly trained ones.
Hell, even Count Dooku had a tough time moving that thing on top of Obi-Wan at the beginning of Episode 3.
Count Dooku.
That was a dumbass name, but I'm gonna let it rock. Especially when my little cousin, the first time he heard it, he thought it was Count Doodoo.
It might as well be, right?
And I was like, no, Count Dooku. And he's like, Count Dookie? And I was like, it's over. That character's ruined for me.
But it's the end of the second movie.
No, man, she just had to concentrate real hard, and she's got boulders for days.
With little to no training, because we all know Luke Skywalker didn't do a very good job.
She just had to know what the Force was, and she good. She didn't even got to use two hands. This is with one hand, Goddess. One hand.
Big hugs.
God, we survived this terrible movie. I know, right?
Not yet, man. Still there 15 minutes.
He leaned forward like he was about to say, "Don't talk about my..." Wait a minute, I hate him too. Hold on. And then he realized...
Now you know. Well, that was a waste of time.
You know what that's like?
What? And then he died.
For him, that had to be like, you know, when you're having like the best sex in the world, and then like when you're done, your girl go, "You trash, brother." You weren't even in. Because my man was like, "Ha, cut him." Wait a minute. Oh no, I feel a sick case of the translucency coming on.
Now I lost my ropes.
Out of all the effects in the movie, that was probably the worst one they've done.
Yeah.
It looked like they just took two shots and just slid the opacity down. I just realized everyone they brought was able to fit inside the Millennium Falcon.
Fuzzy dice.
Everyone they have is able to fit inside the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah. So who's connecting them now? Oh my god, it's Palpatine.
Yeah, man, the Palp Master was actually just Snoke the entire time. He was letting Snoke think he had those powers. So when he was sitting in the chair and he was talking all that smack, he was like, "Oh, you ain't gonna use my powers now. You talking smack."
I don't know, like that is an interesting question. Jedi texts. Just in case you thought they were burnt.
Congratulations.
Wait.
Palpatine was like, "Oh, Luke's gone? Yeah, boy."
It's time for the Empire to strike back again.
So the slaves clearly know what Jedi are. So I just don't understand how Rey didn't know.
So is that the current thing that just happened? How do you know about the parts they weren't there for?
So how he brought that broom to him?
Mm-hmm.
Because he's the future. From slave to master. Jedi master. He's got the ring.
And he's got the lightsaber.
And that was something.
The Last Jedi?
Yeah, the Last Jedi, boys. Last Jedi, women, girls, men, whatever I don't know what the demographics of movie commentary tracks are these days, but there it is. But you know what's funny? On the Netflix version is what we're watching. We're watching this on Netflix. The promotional material is Phasma for me. Like, it says, Star Wars, The Last Jedi, but the person on the cover is Phasma, of all people. I don't know.
Who's not even there until much later in the movie.
And then proceeds to do nothing but fall and die. But once again, we'll talk about that at a later time, I'm sure. But yeah, ultimately, there was some cool things in this movie.
Yeah, it wasn't all bad.
But man, 85% of it just felt like it felt like we got stuck in between the space between ass cheeks.
It's like nothing happened. Things happened, but nothing happened at the same time.
They went from a ship to a planet and some contextual things happened and we lost characters. But the other thing I wanted to say is, man, the fact that this movie had gambling in it is only further illustrating how much of a terrible gamble they took. Because they killed off every character from the old era, except for the one person that's actually not alive in real life.
Yeah.
Because Carrie Fisher is the sole survivor in the movie. But as you see here at the end, in loving memory of Carrie Fisher. So rest in peace, Miss Fish. Rest in peace. But
I mean, they're bringing back Billy D. Williams in the next one.
well, because they ain't got nothing left. They have pigeonholed themselves and wrote themselves into that corner. They did it to themselves.
It's like, yeah, you don't got Han. You don't have Luke. Although no one's ever really gone.
No one's ever really gone, my man. So how many minutes of credits do we have? We got like 7 more to burn?
Yeah.
But
it's pretty long.
Man, this is one of those movies that has one of those weird plots that puts more questions out there than it answers and kind of disrespects some pieces of lore that you've come to know. But so you've heard that Rian Johnson says that Empire was a movie that, well, would have been criticized as much as The Last Jedi was if it came out today.
Or he says, or at the time it was criticized.
Even though it won like Film of the Year, beating out plenty of other classics that came out that year. Not to mention, it's one of the, if you adjust for inflation, it's like in the top 20 in terms of movies, money made worldwide. People loved it then. And you gotta understand, it's very different when you're the second movie or the first sequel, where you don't really have a fully established set of lore. You can kind of freeball things.
Yeah.
Especially when, it's one person's vision who's writing the story. Now it's like George Lucas passed down his toys, and then J.J. Abrams got up and was like, this is my imagination, and this is what I'm gonna do. And then Rian Johnson was like, the bully who took your toys, and it's like, oh boy, now that I have your toys, I can fuck it all up. Because this is what I would do. Without thinking about the foundation that other movies and other pieces of lore have built. I don't know, I just feel like we're living in an era where everything that you used to like as a kid is just going to be bastardized and just completely fucked from head to toe. I mean, have you seen the Predator movie? The new one? Oh my god, that.
I have not. But, we recently watched the Terminator movie. We know how that turned out.
I would rather watch Dark Fate about 16 and a half more times before I watch that Predator movie again. I'm going to tell you that. I would rather watch this maybe 2 or 3 more times before I watch that Predator movie again. That new Predator movie was garbage. It was Garbaggio del Toro, man. That was the real Count Doo-Doo Butter. Do not get me started on that movie, man. I don't know. I might do a commentary track on that movie, but man, I'm not.
I've never seen that movie.
Look, fam, I'm gonna be honest with you. Y'all guys know how I feel about a lot of things, and you guys know how I genuinely feel about, doing things for monetary gain. But I'm sorry, the Predator comment for that movie, it's got to be a donation incentive, bro. Unless somebody's putting something in my pocket, that movie's. I'm not watching that again. If that makes me a scumbag, then I'll take that. I don't mind being a scumbag.
I understand it, I mean, yeah. The Last Jedi, it's definitely flawed. Definitely.
Look, it's just like that, man. But look at all the people who worked on this movie, man.
Yeah.
Movies movies give jobs to hundreds of thousands of people, and we're talking about just one movie.
And they make so many every year. It's ridiculous. Not that's necessarily a bad thing, but it's hard to know where to put your money. And I think that's why a lot of people play it safe. It's I don't know if I want to go spend $15 to watch what I know is trash. Or I think could be trash. I'll just watch the safe stuff like comic book movies and sequels and remakes.
Because even if this one sucks, the next one will be hot fire.
And I don't know if comic book movies are just a fad, but I mean, this fad's been going on for over a decade now. So who knows what's going to happen?
And it's very one-sided, by the way. DC ain't putting up nothing. And the sad part is, if they let their animated movie people write the tweets, wow, write them. Yeah, we'll let them write that too. Write the movies.
Write the scripts.
For the live action stuff, you'd probably have an even race between the two. But for whatever reason, their live action folks are just continuously dropping the ball. Think about how historically bad you have to be to get 2 actors, two of them, for Batman and Superman, those iconic characters, those legendary characters who have, some people will say, have done more for comics than any other entity. Bats and soups, and you have found a way to write them in a way where 2 actors go, nah, I don't want to continue doing that. This isn't a Hugh Jackman thing where he's been doing the character for 15, 20 years. look, man, the Batman actor didn't even get his movie yet. Ben Affleck, he didn't even get his movie yet. And he's like, nah, I'm good. I'm good over here. I don't need it.
Are you sure, bro?
But anyways, that was The Last Jedi. I think I might do... I don't know. Should I do Suicide Squad or Justice League next?
I think it'd be good to put up to a vote again.
All right. I'm going to swap between DC and Star Wars. But yeah, thanks for coming out, guys. Appreciate it. Y'all have a good one. We're out of here. So you're not even going to say bye to the people? All right. You still haven't said bye. This is the last time. This is the last time we're having Caught Us on. He's trash.